Alright everyone, chapter 14 of the JoJo Lands is here. And before we get into that, there is something that I do want to mention for once. That being the title cover. Yeah, that's what. So off the bat, there's nothing strange about this, but some context makes this particular piece of art very strange. That is the fact that this is the third time that Araki has drawn this image. He's drawn this setting with the same few characters 2 other times beforehand. First time was for the cover of volume 3 for the JoJo Lands. The second time he's drawn this was for the Ultra Jump cover of the month, and the third time is for the cover of chapter 14, but it's not the same copy and paste image. The differences are the characters' placements. In every drawing of this, characters have shifted around where they've been. The only constant is Jodio being the one who's front and center, just outside the car. In the first instance of this image, being the volume 3 cover, it featured Paco staring back at the camera, while Dragona and Usagi were chilling at the side of the image. In the Ultra Jump cover, it's Dragona staring back at the camera, with Paco and Usagi chilling to the side. But on the chapter cover, it's Charming Man coming out of nowhere, being the one staring towards the camera, with the other 3 huddled towards the side. Why did Araki choose to recreate the exact same image 3 times? Well, it's a really cool image, I'll give you that. And I think Charming Man didn't show up on the volume cover or the Ultra Jump cover to have his character remain a mystery to the public, especially when he's only been here for 3 chapters. It's a funny detail, and the first panel of this chapter is funny as well, as we started with complete silence in the car, readying for their next mission. This itself is a pretty cool panel. It shows us the relationship between our main gang and how different it is from every other group we've had in previous parts. These guys are just acquaintances for now, nothing more. I think the return of Jodio being on his phone is pretty cool as well. Last time, he was playing video games on a Switch, and now it looks like he's watching a YouTube video on a smartphone. I mean, this could be like a Nintendo Switch Lite or something, but it's most likely a phone with a very strange looking case. It really reminds us on how this guy Jodio is born in like 2008 or something. He needs to have a phone on him or else he won't be able to function. It makes us wonder what type of modern day gadget Jodio is going to have next, and hopefully Araki has already planned it out. So there was a plan for this chapter that had to do with Usagi, Dragona, and Charming Man getting the rock to touch the deeds to the land that Howler owns, while Jodio and Paco I guess they were just the getaway driver of the situation. But I think this type of dynamic is going to be one that we see a lot in the JoJo Lands. This is already like the 3rd time we've seen Jodio and Paco act like a duo. It looks like whenever the group has to split up, Jodio and Paco are always closest together. It's a bit strange, especially when Dragona is literally Jodio's brother. But I think the reasoning for Jodio and Paco seeming like a bigger duo is pretty good. To Meryl Meichi, Jodio and Dragona are a pair. You can't have one of them without the other. So there's this big emotional bond between the two. This makes it so that the other probably won't leave the other behind. This is bad for Meryl, because what if, for example, Dragona doesn't help out Paco because he's too busy helping out Jodio? What if Dragona ends up in a terrible situation and Jodio won't complete the mission because he sees Dragona is getting hurt? In moments like these, Meryl has to split them up so they don't jeopardize a mission. This is pretty smart thinking coming from Meryl. Even if I could be completely off the mark on this, we've never seen Jodio and Dragona together on a mission when there is another member of the group currently available. Honestly, it's more likely that my second reason is true. Araki's favorite character in this part is Paco. He revealed it in the first chapter notes. It could just be entirely possible that he wants his favorite character and the main JoJo of the part to have more interactions. Or maybe just his 2 favorite characters of the part to have more interactions. That honestly makes more sense, but there is a story context to this stuff as well that could be just as plausible. Okay, there's a strange piece of info to come from this chapter, but the JoJo references we'll get from it are insane. Barack Obama is a JoJo reference. Now, astute JoJo's viewers, kind of like the 9.1% of my audience subscribed to my channel, would know that this is already the case. Obama already is a JoJo reference, but now Obama has appeared in the manga. In the scene where we see Charming Man using a fake ID in order to see all the deeds to the land that Howler owns, if you look really closely at the ID that Charming Man gives, you can see the name Barack Hussein Obama. It specifically looks like a drawing of this image right here, except with the ID in the other direction and being Charming Man's altered face. It's all some really funny stuff, but what I find even funnier is that this fake ID image is just an altered version of the McLovin ID. So now McLovin is a JoJo reference as well, which is, it's honestly just the best thing ever. Probably the biggest part of this chapter and what next chapter is looking to be all about is Usagi's strange condition that happened in this chapter. After Usagi, Dragona, and Charming Man left the Howler building, Usagi started vomiting and gagging uncontrollably. And this is pretty big. We see that Usagi has these rock-like things all over his neck. It could be a sign of a stand attack. Maybe something happened while in the building. It's not entirely known at the moment, but something to take note of is that this is the first time we actually see Usagi's neck. There's a chance he's had something like this the entire time and we're only now finding out about this. There's a possibility that these rocks on his neck have nothing to do with the current pain he's suffering from. Whatever is happening right now, hopefully Dragona and Charming Man are able to figure it out quickly. So in the last chapter review, I spent a portion talking about how Rohan Kishibe has technically made an appearance in every chapter of the JoJo lands. A lot of it being from mentioned or flashbacks or whatever, but he did have a 100% attendance in JoJo lands chapters. Yeah, guess who doesn't appear in chapter 14? Right when I mention it, Araki decided to pull the plug and not feature Rohan at all in this chapter. But jokes aside, I mean, it makes sense. We've definitely transitioned to Howler territory, so Rohan has no need to be associated with the story for the time being, as his only connection to Howler was being shown at the site, which is, while big, not something so important that he needs to appear in every chapter like before. Let's just hope that the next time we see him is fairly soon. We've got something cool about Howler. We have a logo for the company. It features what looks like some type of llama thingy that spells out the letter H and then the rest of the word Howler, making up Howler. It's pretty nice that we're slowly uncovering more about the company. First, we get the name, and now we have a logo and a few faces to tell who Howler is. Maybe we get to see a representative of Howler in no time, but we might have to wait a few chapters for that. I think I had more to say about Howler, but the chapter came out like 30 days ago, so I don't remember at all. Yeah, I'm gonna try keeping these reviews as shorter uploads now, unless I genuinely have a lot to say about the chapter, like this one. It's a mix of laziness and fear for why I've slowly taken days to even weeks to upload these reviews. So I'm gonna try to keep a better mindset to these reviews in the future, and hopefully I could get a better product out. And maybe shorter reviews actually removes my fear for making videos that aren't chapter reviews, which I've wanted to do for the longest time now. I ended the video with an update, so let's go back to old YouTube for a bit by not shilling a video at the end of this upload and just saying, no, see you guys next time. Yeah, bye.